Perfect. Patrick, apologies. You can now ask your question.
No problem. Thank you. We're now starting to use the portal more and more and get access to it and do all the things we want to do. We have some, and I've submitted some suggestions for changes or recommendations for things we would like to see. How do we move this forward? Do we as industry need to contact the aviation industry association, or is each company would say, listen, I would like to see this or this? What way is the best way to arrange these things?
The best way is to email your suggestions on onboarding at tatmeen.com. And from there, the onboarding team route these suggestions to the technical team. And then it goes into if that is really something that we can do in a quick time or it fits into our release management process, then we inject into that part and it goes through the process. So this is the whole thing. You email to the onboarding guys, they'll route to the technical guys, and then we will evaluate if that is actually we can do in a quick manner, and then we inject it into the release pipeline.
Will you then come back to us to say, listen, we can't do this or we can do that, or what do you mean? Will there be some sort of engagement? Because often we will write something, but it may not be clear. What is the process around that? I'm quite interested in it because there are certain things we would like to see to make our lives easier, of course, right? Yeah.
Uh, I cannot promise you something like this, but we can try. So if, you can email onboarding. We can we can look at it and then we can come back saying that okay, this is we have decided this we can do and this we will not do. We can come back to you, no problem. So
Thank you.
I have asked Najwa to note your email. I think she already sent me your email previously. So we'll look into it and we'll get back to you.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
If no one else has a question, I have another one I would like to ask, if possible.
Yes, sure. Go ahead. And I am actually seeing your email. So there are at least one point which I can see is already in discussion.
Okay,
So
perfect.
we will get back to. Just give us some time. We are because that point requires a lot of discussion and approval from ministry. So we'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, the more we use it, the more we like this and that. We recently changed the service user account. Okay, and we're able to report and do all that, but we're not receiving back. We usually get back a like a notify email or something say it's been successfully processed or not. Since we've done this change, we haven't we haven't received these emails back. Now I've contacted the team about it. Would you just have a quick look at that, please, for me and let me know what we've done wrong? I assume we've missed
Sure.
some.
So it's not you. We the email is stopped temporarily due to some technical issues. So because that was just a confirmation email, so we'll enable that back. It's not because of you. Your account is fine. Everything is fine. You can still query the result. If you are using B2B, you can still query the result from your message status query. If you are using portal, you can still see the messages in the message log menu item. So that works fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, most welcome. We have another question. We have I have unmuted your mic, Abu Sheikha. Can you please unmute and ask your question?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you for accepting me. So I'm from Farring Pharmaceuticals. I have a question regarding the resolving for a local aggregation solution. It's my question is regarding the regulation. Um, is it possible for by UAE MOH to accept that the local agent performs the local aggregation, or it has to be done in the free zone by the MAH?
Mustafa, do you want to take this question?
Yes. So okay, if we take a step back, right? So, you have to understand, like, okay, when the commissioning and aggregation information needs to be reported to Tatmeen, right? So, if we are talking about something which is getting imported versus the locally produced, the idea is when something is getting imported, before the customs process, right? So when items are going for customs, they need to be commissioned in Tatmeen, and the aggregation information needs to be shared, reported to Tatmeen, right? Now, so when you say, if it can be done, I think the question is more like whether it can be done in
I
free
lost you.
zone. Sorry,
I
can you
can't hear
can
you.
can can you hear me now?
Now I can.
Yes. So your question is more where, right? Where it can be aggregated. So I would say before the customs process. Now the idea is that, okay, when you are in free trade zone, that's where, when you want to move the goods to the mainland UAE, obviously it has to go through customs, right? So your aggregation should be done before that.
So it should be done in the free zone, but the rule is it doesn't matter if the MAH or the agent perform it.
Yeah,
So my
aggregation can be performed by MAH or agent. It needs to, like we earlier communicated, right? So commissioning and aggregation information, either the license agent or the MAH, they can share it with Tatmeen. So there is a flexibility. Ideally, MAH should be doing it, but if MAH cannot do it, license agent is also allowed to do it.
but they're not allowed to do it in their own warehouses because of what you just explained, that um, the product should be received by customs already aggregated. So it should be done in the free zone.
Correct. See, imagine operationally, you are bringing in, you say 1,000 saleable items, which could have been aggregated in one single parent logistics unit, like a pallet, right? So the
Yeah.
customs warehouse, sorry, customs agent would need to now start scanning 1,000 items versus one logistics unit, right? So you see that's just not operationally possible for customs to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Thank you.
No problem.
We will keep this call open till 11:30, and if there are no questions at the till that time, we'll close it.
As no one seems to have a question, maybe I can help. When we use the message log, do we see successful and sorry, somebody has raised a hand. Apologies. Yeah.
And so we'll come back to you, Patrick, after this question.
Okay, thanks.
I don't think this is your name. Quality Life Science. I've enabled your mic. Can you please unmute and ask your question? Quality Life Science. Can you please unmute and ask your question? Your mic is allowed. Oh, that is gone. Okay, Patrick. No, he's coming back. Quality Life Science. I've allowed you. If you can unmute and ask your question. Okay, I think there is something wrong. Patrick, you are still here?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
More of a user question. The message log, that only shows errors, or does it show everything? Because when I check it, I only see errors. I don't see anything else in the message log.
It shows everything. If there is some information message, it will show you this. If it says that everything is processed, everything is done, it shows you this. It shows you error. So all these things are shown. Any type of error, message, information, error, all these three.
And successful as well.
Yes, correct. That is correct.
Well, I'm looking at it right now, and it's not doing that.
So can you please send it over because there must be something wrong with what the message that you have sent.
Yeah, because we know we have successfully reported because I've checked them in the stock report, so we know that they're there. We know when we sent them, but I do not see them in the message log. I will send an email to the team. Thank you very much.
It's just one contra question. You are sending this from your mobile portal user or from B2B?
B2B, I guess, isn't it? Yeah.
So if you are sending it from B2B, you need to check the logs from your service user. You know, when you create the B2B, then there is a service user attached to it.
Yes, correct.
So log in from that service user, and you will be able to see all the logs that you have done via B2B.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Also, just to add to this, like Mohit is saying, you can see success, failures, or error. You will also see sometimes warnings, right? So that warning is not an error, by the way. It's just a warning, but it's still successfully processed, but it comes with a warning just as an information to you.
Thank you.
KLS guest, I have enabled your mic. Please go ahead and ask a question.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm from Quality Life Scientific. My name is Amira. Actually, we have done one registration of one product, and we are now in staging, like in Tatmeen staging process. So So what to do next? We don't know. Like we are still reached there.
Okay,
And in
so
partner display, we don't have any uh, details.
okay. So first thing first, the partner details that is coming from BrandSync. So have you registered on BrandSync? You completed your registration on BrandSync?
Yeah, we have completed.
Okay, and you got your user ID password from Tatmeen,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
And when you are logging in, you are not seeing any partner?
No, we don't have. We are not seeing any details of partner, but our product is there in Tatmeen in master data. We
Okay,
are
but
the
sorry?
we are the MH.
Okay, you are the MAH. So first thing first, you should be able to see the partner. I mean, without partner, you cannot see products. That is a link there. So if you can send an email to onboarding with a via screenshot that this is what you are seeing on partner, we can look into it. That's not an issue. And regarding the future steps, Mustafa is with us. He's our also our training expert. So Mustafa, if you can guide what they need to do through the uh, website, we have created a lot of documentation and videos there.
Yeah, so if you go to tatmeen.ae website, right? So here you will be able to see training documentation. What I would advise, just so for my understanding, in supply chain, your company is acting as what supply chain partner? I mean,
MH.
our
We are not
MAH. Okay.
operations knowledge.
Okay, great. So you go to tatmeen.ae, you have a link of onboarding journey there. You go there, and then you would see, there is manufacturers, MAH, license agents tile there. Click on that, and then you can basically go through different documentation there, right? So you have the first things first, you need to go through the mohab serialization guide, right? So it talks about how the products need to be serialized, having the 2D data metrics on the saleable units and SSCCs on the logistics unit and what format they need to be in, all that. You need to go through that. And then basically, if you go, it talks about the second step is about registration. Again, you have already done that registration with branding. You have defined your SPOC, the single point of contact. Yet now the SPOC will receive an email. Then you will log in. By completion of registration and logging in into Tatmeen portal. And then it basically has technical guides also there. So when you do making a B2B connection from your system to our system, Tatmeen, you will use these technical guides. That mean basically is providing three mediums for you to report your information, right? So um, the recommended way is through B2B, system to system, because if you have a larger volume, it is you can manage it properly when you're doing system to system. But at the same time, for smaller partners, we are providing mobile as well as portal. So all the processes which are there in B2B, they are also there in mobile and portal, right? So it's not mandatory for you to do system to system integration if you don't have the infrastructure to do so. So for B2B, you will go through the technical guides, right? So the documentation is there on technical guides. But then if you are going to be using mobile and portal, then you will be using the training guides. You'll see the training guides there. Training guides, it basically will go take you through sequence, really, talking from master data, from user management, for the functionalities which we have, the product status updates and different processes like recall and destruction and commissioning, all that, right? So we have training documents as well as training videos for you to watch, and you can see how you can run a particular process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it is mandated It is mandatory to add users Spock needs to add mobile users like that.
Okay, so it's not really mandated, that you add more users other than Spock, right? So if you think Spock is the only one who's going to be sharing information, then be it, right? But operationally, you would have more people working. So if you are going to have Spock is like an admin on your side, right?
Yeah.
So if you have one side, you would define a spot, that particular spot for that site. But if in case you have multiple GLNs and then you want to have the same user, you want to define the same user as an admin for these multiple sites, then you need to keep the same spot against all the GLNs in branching. But you might say, okay, no, I want to have separate Spock for each single site, which is another way of going about it. But again, usually people in the supply chain, what we have seen is they're basically taking the same person as the admin across different sites. It's easier for them to manage. Again, your operations, you're best judge to how you want to manage. But then these box are administrators, right? They can add users, they can block users, all that. So you would have more operational people there on these sites. So you would want to create more users. Spox can invite these mobile and portal users. Spock can also create the service user, the user which would be required to do the B2B integration. And then what Mohit was earlier talking, when you're doing this B2B user creation or service user creation, you define a support user in there, right? So the support user would be used for managing and going through the your message log to see the B2B message log. So yeah.
So one more question is there, like in partners display, which all partners we will be seeing, like distributor or our batch releaser like that?
So you'll be only seeing your own information, right? So the data integrity, in Tatmeen is there, right? So you cannot see the information of the other partners. So if, for example, you have, you know, 10 sites, right? And you have 10 different GLNs, obviously, for those sites. So you will be seeing those as 10 partner master records in Tatmeen and see the information because that information belongs to you. But if you want to if you want to see, and the products also, the products, you will only be able to see the products which are owned by you. When I say owned by you, basically your MAH is MAGLN is there in that particular product master record, right? So you'll be able to see those particular products where you are defined as a MH. Now you will not be able to see any master data of any other business partner in the supply chain, right? So neither their location master data or their product master data.
I'm not talking about master data, about partner display.
So okay, can you please elaborate when you say partner display? What do you mean by that?
Like in partner display, now nothing we can be seen, like our name and details are seen. So partner display means some we are thinking like some distributors, our distributors or batch releases display will come, or what I'm asking
Yeah,
details.
so yeah, you are talking about master data, right?
No.
So you are going to master data tag and you're talking about the partner display feature, right?
Yeah.
Is that what? Yeah. So yeah, this, like I said, you'll only be able to see your own GLN information. If you have 10 GLNs, those 10 GLNs should show here.
Okay. 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 Thank you, Mustafa.
No problem.
Has the MOH announced the list of approved vendors for local aggregation?
So right now, there is no list approved for local aggregation. This is, if this comes, this will come from ministry. So we are still waiting for any response from ministry on this topic.
How about the Tatmeen fees? Any news on that? Will there be like a yearly fees for subscription or?
So this will be, again, this is ministry's decision and ministry's regulation. So we cannot comment on that as of now. If something comes, ministry will roll out this notification to the industry.
Thank you.
Most welcome. Shinsi, I've enabled your mic. Can you please unmute and ask your question? Shinsi, are you still with us? Please unmute your mic and ask your question. Okay, let's wait for 1 more minute, 2 minutes if you come back. Okay, looks like we don't have any other question. The recording of this meeting will be uploaded later today. The one that you will see right now, you will not be able to access it because this is internal. We will upload it on YouTube and give the link. Oh, we have one more question. TKD, can you please unmute your mic? Kelly, can you unmute your mic? Mustafa, you can hear me, right?
I can hear you. I think the TKD might be having some issues with
Yeah.
unmuting the mic because their mic is enabled, but they can
Yeah.
just Unmuted.
Okay. Okay. As I was saying, that meeting recording will be uploaded shortly today. So thank you everyone for your time and see you next week. You can still message any question in the chat box, but it will be closed within a half an hour. So see you guys next week. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Bye bye.